Hey everyone, Daunter here. There are many artists in the Pokemon TCG, and it's my goal to cover as many as I can, so I can help you, the viewer, determine which one of these fantastic artists can hold the spaces of your binders or the slabs in your room. You might find a new favorite card, or a new favorite artist. I'm currently attempting to hit 500 subscribers. Actually, I wrote in the script it says 400, but you guys blew that away. I'm at 430 right now. That's wild. So I guess I'm raising the goal to 500 subscribers. If you enjoyed the content, consider subscribing to see more content regarding the artists of the Pokemon TCG. If there's an artist you'd like to see reviewed next, then let me know in the comments. In today's video, we'll be talking about Masako Tomii. Tomii started illustrating cards in a set of Obsidian Flames released August 11th, 2023, and has illustrated 11 cards, including any reprints they may have, which they do not have any. Masako Tomii is an artist that always looks fantastic in a collection, or a binder. Their striking colors and beautiful shapes always make their Pokemon cards look stunning, which is a good word to use to describe their artwork. It really is stunning. The criteria for this video will be as follows: colors, flora, and stylishness. For my first point, I wanted to talk about the colors of Masako Tomii's illustrations. Take the Hypno from Shroud of Fable for instance. There are so many intricate colors used in the artwork. In the foreground, we have bright pink flowers with lighter pink tops, and the stems being this dull green. The floor is pitch black with blue and green circles on the floor. The plants in the background are multiple colors. On the right, we have a brighter blue hue used, and on the left, we have a dull orange used. Not to mention the psychic effects that we see coming from Hypno, which are purple, cyan, blue, and pink. The trees are also totally different shades of blue, and the leaves on the right are red. So much detail and so much color used for such a seemingly simple illustration. On the Noibat from Prismatic Evolutions, the tree is deeply detailed with shades of pink, purple, and very deep blue. Noibat is the simplest in the illustration, but the leaves are all shades of colors, with greens, teals, blues, and purples. Something that I really appreciate about Tomii's artwork is that even a simple idea like a Pokemon sitting on a tree can be deeply captivating in color. Next, I wanted to mention Masako Tomii's flora, which is present in many of their cards. I mean, in the Hypno, it was most of the card. But let's talk about a different example here. Let's look at the Smoliv from Obsidian Flames. The card is not only adorable, but the flora around the Pokemon is incredible. There are so many different plants and flowers, bushes, and budding, well, anything. On the right, we have some fuzzy things, and on the left, we have some budding egg yolk looking flowers. In the back, we have some taller plants that cover around the Pokemon. The artistic decision to make Smoliv look really simplistic really adds to the stellar background. Another great example at this point would be the Gloom from Obsidian Flames. Another card where the Pokemon featured in the card isn't actually the highlight. I feel like the highlight of this card really are those gorgeous plants. We have a giant pile of leaves with dotted pink outlines, we have wrapping vines around the branch of the tree with a bright pink accent, and there's also a fiery plant with an orange outline in the foreground, and all kinds of other plants with unique thickness and outlines, unique colors, and just so much detail jam-packed into this card, which makes it seriously impressive. Finally, I'd like to point out Tomii's stylishness. I think the other 2 points give you a good idea of Tomii's stylishness. However, the Rabsca from Surging Sparks really puts all these into practice. Fascinating colors in the Mesa Rocks, unique flora with many different shapes and colors, as well as the main Pokemon in the card, this stylish Rabsca who floats around the incredible area it finds himself in. Those lines in the skies in the background are also nice. It gives you a good sense of direction in the card as well. It's overall such an impressive artwork of a Pokemon you'd probably only look once at. And of course, I have to include the Yveltal from Paradox Rift. The pose of the Pokemon in this card is phenomenal. The semi-symmetrical look is really fascinating, and the blotty, inky lines all around the card really feel like paint flowing from a bucket. Many shades. We have orange, blue, yellow, pink, and even green in the front of the illustration. The clouds as well have this really traditional Japanese sort of effect. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but they look very puffy. This card even features fauna as well. It's the perfect incorporation of all my points from this video, really bringing this all full circle. Tomii's stylishness is one of the largest reasons that I started to collect their artwork. Now, let me talk about my top 3 favorite cards from Tomii. Since they only have 11 cards, I had to challenge myself. Anyways, in no particular order, here we go. Firstly, it would be silly of me not to include the Yveltal card I was just talking about. This card is everything I love about this Pokemon. A stunning aura with just a crazy cool vibe. I really enjoy everything about this card. It's very cohesive and stunning. I'm really happy and proud to personally own this card, as it's truly a piece of fantastic artwork, even if there was no Pokemon in it. Next, I wanted to talk about that Smoliv card I mentioned earlier as well. The plants in the card are fantastic. I really like how thick the outline of the Pokemon is, as well as how sort of floppy the Pokemon looks. with those cute closed eyes. might honestly be the definitive Smoliv card we've ever gotten. It's just very visually appealing. Finally, one of my favorite Alakazam cards of all time. This illustration by Masako Tomii is absolutely stunning. This card comes from Twilight Masquerade, and that bright iridescent teal moon is awesome, and the clearing of the pink and blue trees is really cool to look at. These electricity effects all around the Pokemon are also really awesome, and its pose is pretty cool as well. I think that this Alakazam card is really cool. It's a very good rendition of the Pokemon, and I feel like they use it very nicely in the card. And that was Masako Tomii. Their flashy style really gives me life. I really just enjoy staring at these artworks in my collection, and it's impressive that Tomii has built such a fantastic portfolio in such a short amount of time. I'm really excited to see them grow in all the coming years. If you enjoyed this video, let me know by liking and commenting, as well as considering subscribing to my channel. I cover everything you need to know about Pokemon artists. If you want to see more of these kinds of videos, I have a playlist on my channel for the Pokemon Artist Review. And with that, I hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one.